Today, I'm answering the burning question that nobody has been asking. What if Pokemon gave you migraines? Luckily, while this is a bizarre hypothetical that nobody cares about, an answer was given to me in the form of Pokemon Too Many Types, a hack created by Alpharad's team of Cobesco, MarinePez, and Cannons, which takes Pokemon's perfected type chart of 18 unique and varied interactions and builds upon it. A lot. With over 60 types to work with, the game is a headache even if you're using a completed type chart. But I wanted to take things a step further and see if I could beat a hardcore Nuzlocke of too many types with no prior type chart knowledge. And boy, was it certainly an adventure. I start attempt 1 off by picking Fennekin and am immediately in over my head. With new types appearing immediately, I get right on to researching as much as possible. Learning as many type matchups as I can in the early game is vital for any chance of success, so I make sure to light everything I see on fire. Eventually, I beat Brendan's Poplio and am off to start my adventure. I catch a couple Pokemon and start making my way through the game, fighting any and all trainers that I can, and it's a damn good thing I did, because these trainers had some interesting surprises for us. That's really nice for fire. Silly little bug? Wait, he has 3 types! Wait a damn minute! Oh no! With Pokemon being able to have 3 whole types, this already complicated game just skyrocketed in difficulty. The rest of the early game goes fine, and I encounter some very fascinating Pokemon on the journey to Rustboro. So this guy has a Lickitung? Lickitung is... He's right sus type? No! Oh, baby, shh. Oh no, shh, why are you a Republican? Alright, he just has a Geodude. Geodude is boring ugly rock. They're kind of right. Hang on. Okay, do we know what, Diglett is Smash type. Yep, okay. Roxanne's gym is our first stop, where the gym advisor clues us into Roxanne's new type combo, Rock and Ancient, and gives us advice on how to counter the new type. Her lead Geodude dies quickly to Bullet Seed from Lombre, we take a few super effective hits from the Leap, cluing me into more important type matchups, and eventually KO with Vulpix. We then easily defeat Baltoy with Lombre's Absorb for a clean first gym badge. With the new level cap, we can get some important evolutions, like Fennekin into Braixen. Oh, it's just 3 types. Fire, Magic, Furry. Yep. We grab some new encounters on our path down to Brawly, with the most notable of the bunch being a Krabby, who learns the move Crab Rave at level 18, a reskinned Dragon Dance. Brawly's gym is now Fighting and Stinky type, which, yeah, that makes sense. But I was completely unprepared for what Brawly had in store for us. Okay. Fighting These Nuts type, got it. So we know that fire is super effective against these nuts type. So let's Ember. Ooh, really? Fighting is super effective against magic? Or furry? Fighting is super effective against either furry or magic. This incredibly unfunny joke sweeps my entire team, and attempt 1 ends abruptly. Attempt 2 is much the same, but I picked Poplio as my starter to hopefully gain some more information throughout the early game. The plan works well, and the chart is coming along quite nicely, and eventually we're back in Brawly's gym, ready for a rematch. I KO the lead Mankey with Water Gun, and the run-ending Sulk is right in front of me again. I switch around a lot, slowly whittling it down, but eventually I lose Cottony to a critical double kick. Then I lose Vulpix to a critical double kick. And then also lose Whismur to a critical double kick. Eventually, Krabby picks up the KO, thanks to Crab apparently being 4 times super effective against it. We easily sweep through Brawly and make our way onwards. Watson's split starts off great, with an evolution leading us down a fascinating avenue of discussion. Sus rock furry. Explain! Why is Sudowoodo furry type? I was going to mention that. I think it's furry. There's a clip. There's a clip from Alpharad where he was talking to Jaden during their Soul Link about how if it's bipedal and can wear a jacket, then it counts as a furry.
Even though I didn't have much to offer at the time, I did bring Jaden.
Hey, can they hear me at all?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay.
After leaving the gym, I tried to guide chat on how to get the squirt bottle, but somehow that turned into an hour-long conversation involving Pokemon Smash or Pass. If the Pokemon's anatomy allows it to wear a jacket, like a hoodie, it's furry bait.
Technically, Sudowoodo can wear a jacket.
I stand by what I said.
But the rest of the split goes quite well as we make our way up to Watson. Watson's gym is Prime type. Prime is a type given to anything whose Pokedex number is a Prime number, and all the moves seem to be Twitch themed. Hey, did you know if you have Amazon Prime you... Like the Twitch thing? I believe Prime is just to any Pokemon that's a Prime number, but I do think... Whoa! Okay. That's awesome. Okay. The actual fight with Watson, however, is a much different story. I take the lead Porygon out using Stuffle to paralyze and weaken it, and then I KO with Mightyena. I lower the Rotom's special attack with Snarl, and then I take it out with Sudowoodo. But then, Whimsicott takes the field, and this thing just completely messes me up. Hype Train builds up, and our entire team gets swept. It's back to the drawing board once again. On attempt 3, I start with Chikorita and begin the knowledge gathering game once again. Already though, the knowledge that I've gathered is proving useful, as I learned that Krabby can easily sweep Broly's entire team with Crabrawve and Vice Grip. I make it back to Watson easily, only having lost a couple Mons due to dumb menial throughout. Bayleaf handles Porygon well enough, and I KO the Whimsicott with a few Lima Lashes, barely living a +3 Prime sub. Pikachu comes out, which is... Pikachu type? We try Sandslash against it, but of course, Pikachu is super effective against ground. We get it to low HP before needing to switch out, but Furret resists Pikachu and can easily finish the job. And Kricketune can easily handle Rotom, ending the fight with no deaths. The beginning of Flannery's split grants us some great new encounters, the most notable being a Cleffa in Meteor Falls, which means I have to grind Friendship. So, after walking 500 miles and then walking 500 more just to be the Niku that walked 1,000 miles to end up at your door, my Cleffa can be fully evolved into Clefable. My Krabby also just gets killed by Magic Missile by some random trainer, but whatever. Maxie's trying to erupt a volcano in a brilliantly thought out act of eco-terrorism. Like, seriously. What happens when the volcano erupts, Maxie? Who's the first person to get volcanoed on, Maxie? Anyways, his entire team gets absolutely bodied by Gyarados' Ice Fang, so I guess I thwarted his plans? I randomly lose Binnacle on a wild Pokemon like a dumbass, but before long, it's time to enter Flannery's gym. Flannery commands a team of fire and fluffy types and relies a lot on paralysis. So, with a handful of cherry berries, the fight is pretty manageable, due to the AI always wanting to keep you paralyzed. Sandslash easily takes out Furret and Ninetales, which makes this happen? What? Okay. Alright, that's a thing. I'm gonna... Oh, it's gone. Lycanroc can easily kill the Flareon, leaving just Arcanine, which we can just 2-hit KO with Rock Tomb for a clean and easy fight. I hatch a Galarian Ponyta in Lava Ridge and pick up a few important encounters on the way back to Petalburg, namely a Rufflet and the fossils to recreate Dracovish. What type is Braviary now? Oh yeah, true, is it Ohio Right Flying? Okay, well I was close. But before long, we make it to the 5th gym, and the guy at the front has some very helpful advice for us. And that's about it. The trainers at Petalburg Gym use all kinds of items. The door to the left leads to the speed room, accuracy room. Room's name will be on the doors, so choose carefully. Once you've chosen the door, you'll know what type. What type this gym is? Don't worry. You've been writing. You've been writing notes, yeah? You're prepared for anything. Okay. Using the gym trainers, we gleaned that this gym is furry type, which raises some very fascinating questions about our absentee father. We also learn that, as a proud Republican, Braviary will murder any furry in sight. So I walk into the fight confidently. Norman leads a Floatzel and I lead Bayleaf. I immediately set Reflect in exchange for getting paralyzed and switch into the Big Bird, easily KOing with a superpower. Lopunny is in next, so I switch Gyarados in for an Intimidate, which shows me that furries are super effective against angry people? I decide to stay in an Aqua Tail, but I miss. So it's off to my newly evolved Gallade to click close combat a couple times to KO, but I end the interaction at a little under half HP. I ultimately decide that it's too dangerous to stay in, and Bayleaf loses almost all of his HP from a super effective Glomp. I switch to Machoke and paralyze with the super effective use of a good old Axe Body Spray, and I can finish it off with Gallade. Dracovish easily handles the Vaporeon, ending the fight. Access to Surf gives me a couple new encounters in Horsey and Wishy-Washy, and then I have a little bit of a situation in the abandoned ship while looking to see if there are any new encounters there. I did not get my Bedrock encounter, I lost it. It got away! Oh my god, now every time I fucking mash, it opens up the fucking, do you want to surf? And then I click yes because I'm mashing, and then it goes, God! Fuck! I'm so used to hacks that... Okay. I'm so used to hacks that, that change fishing so that once the You Gotta Bite shows up, it just stops. Fucking, like, you can't miss it. And so I'm so used to being allowed to speed up through this, and now I just can't. Use the surfboard. Even before this area specifically just has carp only, that'd be funny. Maybe I could tell if I stopped using the surfboard. No! Stop! Oh wait, yeah! There weren't even any new encounters there. But we did pick up the TMs for Ice Beam and Thunderbolt, which are now OU type. Winona's gym guide is just as lost as I am at this point, but Winona's team is Song and Dance type, and her fight immediately starts off by confusing me. Okay, Ludi. Groovy. The battlefield got groovy. What? The disco dance-off starts off well with Braviary OHKOing Ludicolo. Lycanroc can set up Stealth Rocks, but Chatot is really messing me up with Confusion self-hits. Clefable manages to pull through at 13 HP, bringing in Altaria. I switch in Gyarados to get an Intimidate off, but a Break It Down crit just OHKOs Gyara. This, at the very least, gives us a safe switch to Lycanroc, who can KO with a super powerful Rock Tomb. Braviary handles Maractus, and Lapras can easily finish off Exploud to finish the fight. Tate and Liza split is long, but mostly harmless. I suffer a few deaths through the hideouts, but everything is playing to my plans, and I have a pretty good understanding of a lot of the type chart. But that all changes once I run into the 7th gym leader, completely blindsided and surprised. Oh! I see. That's, it's not Tate and Liza, is it? While I'll be a silicobra wrapped in a cuff of Egregious with a flapple on my head. Hohen's sure giving me a warm welcome. The two youngins from this gym fled right off, saying the world is changing faster than we thought. Now, if you ask me, they're just scared that us Unovans are gonna win the space race. Let me show you how we do it back in the red, white, and blue. That's awesome! We lead Lycanroc and Magmortar, setting up Stealth Rocks and hitting Duraludon with a nasty super effective Thunderbolt, or OU is super effective against Gun. What? No way! Oh my fucking god, okay. The rest of the fight isn't pretty. Clay shoots my entire team to death and I lose the run. I have a couple more attempts to wipe in the early game, one due to my game freezing on Maxi 1 after I had never saved, but with attempt 6, I'm ready for revenge. The run starts off fantastically. With all the knowledge my previous attempts got us, we easily breeze through Roxanne and Brawly. And then I'm halted in my tracks with more friendship grinding! So after running myself ragged, we have a Pikachu and a Lucario. Our rival kinda messes us up though. I lose both Krabby and Kricketune to his Brionne. Also lose Curly out of some dumb shit that I 100% should have expected, but that's neither here nor there. I easily handle Watson with the help of Braixen's Magic Missile, doing insane damage to Whimsicott, giving me a clean path through the fight. I make it all the way through Flannery with no troubles at all, and am quickly on the path to the late game. Norman's gym, however, poses a much larger threat than it did the first time, and I lose my Braixen, Lucario, and Raichu, due to a very fascinating property of Pikachu type that I didn't know before now. Pikachu type is only assigned to Pikachu and no other Pokemon. It also has moves that only Pikachu can learn. If you say evolve your Pikachu with a Thunderstone, it becomes Electric Zoomer type, and since you are no longer a Pikachu, you can't use Pikachu moves, and it costs me the Pokemon. Through all the mistakes, however, we can beat up our furry father and move on. I easily take out Winona, only losing a Dugtrio that I brought specifically to sacrifice. Also, Dodrio dies to a random Sandslash, but it means more type chart knowledge, so really, it doesn't matter too much. On my way to deal with the eco-terrorists, I capture a Dwebble and evolve my Feebas into a beautiful Milotic, and I'm feeling confident and ready for whatever the game can throw at me. I say that, but Team Aqua's admin Matt really puts me through the ringer, with his Zangoose killing my Kingdra and Maractus with the power of peaceful protest, which seems a tad hyperbolic, but we make it through. On my way back to Clay, however, I'm done playing around. I catch the roaming Latios with a Master Ball and walk up to the Cowboy with a faster team, more specifically catered to taking him down. Latios and Electrode lead, and I double target the Duraludon to KO before it can take any shots. Braviary comes in, and I try to protect Latios to buy an extra turn while Electrode releases a massive discharge, but this was possibly the worst move I could do. Oh wow, that did nothing. Okay. That's terrifying. Alright. Okay, I need to kill this Braviary. No shot! And Latios gets shot to death. This position is really bad now. I try to be creative and blow up my Claydol, but it just does no damage. I finish the fight with only those two going down, but losing the Latios feels really bad. But now we're into the late game, and there isn't much barring me from victory now. In Wallace's gym, Octillery fucking pulls out another goddamn gun and shoots my Dracovish, but it's fine, it's totally chill. I'm definitely not upset that a stupid red octopus shot my funny deformed dragon to death. Not at all. Juan leads a team of crabs, the most fascinating type in the game. What I originally thought was going to be a very niche type is just given to anything with more than a normal amount of arms. So Juan's team is actually quite diverse. I start by setting up Stealth Rocks and KOing Crawdon easily, bringing in Machamp. So then I go into Crobat and take it out. Eviolite Dusclops can burn Crustle, letting me set up Dragon Dances with Gyarados and sweep the rest of the fight. We're on to the final split of the game, and with it, I gained some powerful new moves. You can't be fucking serious. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's great. Bite of 87!
Was that the bite of 87?
Wally's powerful gender team is threatening, but with such a large level advantage, I have no trouble breezing through him in the rest of Victory Road. And before I know it, I'm standing at the gates to the Pokemon League. The final frontier, and easily the toughest challenge yet. While the type chart is looking more filled out than before, it's nowhere even near completion, and there's still so much that I don't know. But after some thought and deliberation, I come up with a team that I believe can win the day. Defensive walls in Crustle and Milotic, an annoying prankster gamer Sableye to cause problems on purpose, powerful offensive tools in Rapidash and Crobat, and to top it all off, the gun that caused me so many problems before now sits on my team, ready to fire. I stepped through the gates to the league and am met with Sydney, who's abandoned the darkness and embraced just being a silly dude. He leads Spinda and I lead Crustle. I set Stealth Rocks immediately as Spinda misses a $5 bill, and then I take 3 KOs with Crustle's Rock Slide before switching out on Dracovish into Milotic. Milo easily finishes it off with an Ice Beam, bringing in the final Mon, Walrein. 2 more Ice Beams finish the fight, earning a quick and simple victory against Sydney. Phoebe, formerly a ghost trainer, is now commanding the one thing scarier than ghosts: gamers. I lead Milotic into her Sableye, easily OHKOing with Surf, bringing in Beware. Unfortunately for Phoebe, Beware is 4 times weak to water, so a Surf just takes it out. Next is Grimmsnarl, a dark, gamer, and Uno Reverse type. Uno Reverse is a unique type in that it doesn't have any moves or interactions of its own. Instead, anything with this type has its defensive matchups reversed, turning all would-be super effective hits into resisted hits, and vice versa. Reverse, however, does not affect its offensive matchups, meaning Crobat can come in for free always, as Grimmsnarl's only attack move is Dark type, and Friend is immune to that. Grimmsnarl eventually switches into Porygon Z, so I switch in Milotic, but the worst case scenario happens. Porygon goes for an Ice Beam on the switch, which inflicts Milo with Frostbite. This means that Milo's special attack is halved, and it can't reliably stay on the field anymore. I get a Toxic off as Porygon goes for Nasty Plot, and then switch Sableye on another Ice Beam that deals a massive chunk of damage. I get a free Fake Out, and then switch into Rapidash, take a Screen Peek, crit, and KO with Magic Missile. Dusknoir comes out now, so I finally pull out Chekhov's literal gun, Duraludon, and immediately let it die to Freddy Fazbear. Good riddance, fuck you Duraludon. I take Dusknoir out with Crustle and finish off Grimmsnarl with Crobat. Next up is Glacie. Here he is. Hello there, it's me, Larry. I serve as an Elite Four member here in Hoenn. My boss in Paldia said I was going on a paid vacation, but I think there was a translation error. Anyway, I'll be using boring type Pokemon. Let's begin. Larry leads a boring team, with Golem at the start. Milo outgoes with Surf, preventing it from setting up Stealth Rocks. Slaking comes in next, missing a Giga Impact as I switch in Crustle. I set Rocks up on the Truant turn, and then whittle it down with Rock Slides until it eventually gets taken out. Raticate comes in next, but Crustle is in no danger here, so I just stay in and kill with a few X-Scissors. Unpheasant comes in next, which I easily KO with Crustle as well. The last mon is Dunsparce, so I switch in Rapidash to finish the fight. Next up, however, is the scariest Elite Four member I have ever fought. Really? 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 A vent in the middle of the floor? Come on, man. Come on, man. That's awesome. Holy shit, there he is. Red leads Imposter Ditto, but I prepared a perfect counter. By changing my Sableye moveset to have no moves that deal any damage and then leading it, I forced the Ditto into transforming into a useless little freak. I then immediately switch in Crustle, set Rocks, and KO after wasting all of their healing items. Okay. Among Us! Good ol' Among Us. Oh, this is Zoroark. Nice! I pivot Sableye into Rapidash and cast Magic Missile to KO the Zoroark. Mimikyu comes in next and the disguise instantly gets broken by Stealth Rocks. I do what Rapidash does best and cast Magic Missile, and then I'm faced with the biggest betrayal of my life. Shh, my son, a boy I raised from nothing, turned into a Republican. I just want to know why, but there's only one thing I can do. I do as any responsible parent would, and I fucking kill him with lots of rocks. Among Us is last, and I just hit that with rocks until it's at low HP, and then I finish the fight with Crobat. Nope, that's 4 down. Oh, is he gonna jump in? Sussy Baka was ejected. Oh, okay. Okay, I see, I get it. At long last, I stand at the end of the road. Before me stands Wallace, champion of the Hoenn region. He leads Wynot, a baby reverse type, meaning it resists every type in the game. But it can only deal damage with Counter and Mirror Coat, so I just click Toxic and watch it fall. However, Wallace switches out to keep safe, bringing in Silvally, which gets Toxic'd on the switch. And this is the scariest Pokemon I have ever seen. Emerald type is super effective against everything, only naturally belonging to Rayquaza. Type is a type that doubles all type modifiers. Try saying that 3 times fast, meaning it's 4 times super effective on every Pokemon and 4 times resists every move. I start by detecting to stall a turn, and then I switch into Rapidash as Wallace switches again into Latias. I cast Magic Missile, and Latias takes over 50%, but I live the Ice Beam and KO with a second cast of Magic Missile. Metagross comes in next, but with only 20 HP remaining, Rapidash won't be doing much else for the rest of the fight. With a wave of his flag and a final roll of the dice, he uses Psychic actually, I wanted to spice it up. With Rapidash down, I get a safe switch into Crustle, live a massive Iron Head, and KO with Earthquake. Silvally takes the field once more, and I say my final goodbye to Crustle. I send out Sableye, hitting Fake Out, and then it just switches again. Deoxys is on the field, and maybe history's spaciest crab. I knew what to do. I click Toxic as he goes for Crab Rave, and then I take a peek at his screen. I live the boosted Meteor Mash, and then make an impossible snipe, killing the Deoxys. Silvally is back again, so I detect once more for extra poison damage, and then switch out into Crobat, so Sableye can get some more annoying chip after something else dies. Crobat goes down to Sash from a multi-attack, then dies the next turn. Sableye comes back in, using Fake Out to finally KO Silvally with Toxic. Sans takes the field, and then I miss Toxic, and die. That fucking sucks! Milotic is last, and she hits her Toxic, killing Shedinja. Wynot is alone, and he can't deal damage to me. I spam non-damaging moves, as it full restores, but it just dies to another Toxic. The game bugged. For some god-forsaken reason, Full restore made Why Not permanently immune to being poisoned again. And I no longer had a way to win. Legally, anyways. But if the game's gonna cheat, then fuck it. I will too. If the game hadn't bugged, I would have won 100% of the time. So I simply used Lepa berries to restore my PP as I slowly whittle it down, and then killed this cheating little toddler bastard. Riskless! Let's go! To my knowledge, I was either the first or second person to ever beat this game as a hardcore Nuzlocke on recording, and I did it blind. This was such a chaotic mess of a hack, but god damn it was fun. Huge thank you to Alpharad and his phenomenal team of modders for making this. It was a real treat from start to finish, and it has me so excited for the projects they're cooking for the future. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget that even if you have no tools at your disposal, if you have willpower and a trans flag to wave high, you can accomplish anything.